I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, dog. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, dog. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, dog. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, dog. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, dog. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, dog. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, dog. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, dog. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, dog. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On It. I'm welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On it. I'm welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On it. I'm welcome to speak. Welcome to speak. Welcome to speak. I'm 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 Who You With, Kurt, dog. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, dog. I'm Who You With, Kurt, dog. Want to welcome everyone to the show. What is it, Wednesday night? Oh man, y'all know what happened tomorrow night. My girl be up in the house tomorrow, Miss Risky. Want to welcome everybody on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, Twitter. D Live is up in the house. Y'all can live chat with us in the chat room. Yeah, it's been a crazy busy day. Uh, but it's a good day. Every day is a good day. Um, Before we get started, want to shout out to the Reverend Dr. Frederick D. Haynes III, the senior pastor of Friendship West Baptist Church. Congratulations on the school that is going to be named after you at Paul Quinn College here in Dallas. Congratulations to you. So it's well deserved, and we need some good names on schools where kids can have hope, and that's one of them. So I definitely appreciate it. Appreciate all the work that you do, not just with the church, but also in the community. Because even still during the pandemic, the church is still serving, and it take a good leader to understand about getting outside the four walls of the church. And I appreciate it because you have made a difference in my life since I've been there. So I definitely appreciate it. Um, and congratulations again. So also don't forget City of DeSoto. You still have a mayor race going on. You could go vote at DC3 Disciple. Um, yeah, I always get the name messed up. It's three C's in it. DC3 over there with Pastor Marcus D. King from 8 to 5. And then I believe on the 28th and 29th, you could go till 7 p.m. Let me make sure on that time because I don't want to give you the wrong time. But definitely make sure you are going out and vote. The 28th and 29th is from 7 to 7. Um, the 25th through the 27th is from 8 to 5. So today was the last time you could go at 5, but starting tomorrow and Friday, you can vote from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. You already know if I lived in DeSoto, I'm just a block out of it. But if I was in DeSoto, Kenzie Moore would have my vote. But unfortunately, I'm not in the city of DeSoto. So, but that don't mean you can't vote them in because you need a good leader. So definitely, if it was up to me, I'd say vote Kenzie Moore. So, um, man, it's been a crazy day today from the time I got up this morning to now. So, tonight we're going to talk about a couple of things. And Rogers, yeah, we're going to move that story around a little bit. We're going to talk about Ethan, no, Douglas Mackey first. We're going to talk about him first. Then we'll go to Ethan Fournier. Yeah, the cop. the school resource officer that slammed the young lady down on the ground and knocked her out. So we're going to talk about that. And then we're going to hand Rogers and then the violent extreme alert that the FBI had put out. So we're going to hit on all of that tonight. So get your seatbelt, your drink, your popcorn, whatever you want to get. Let's get this get the show started. Um, you can live chat with us in the chat room if it's your first time tuning in during a live show. Please don't let it be your last time, and you can interact with us during the show. So, welcome to the show, T Cal. Happy Wednesday to you. You must be off tonight. Um, you in early tonight, so definitely welcome to the show. And man, so Douglas Mackey, he's the world famous Twitter troll. He was arrested um, yesterday, I believe. Um, he was arrested for charges of election interference, federal charges of election interference, stemming from the allegation of a voter disinformation campaign during the 2016 election. See, that's why it's so important to do your research, um, because what he actually did, he put out false information about the election, um, and this was on the charges are potentially they are federal charges, tries to enforce laws against election interference, false claims about election on the internet and social media have been a major problem with large platforms, including Facebook and Twitter, trying to limit their spread. Now, that's why I tell people all the time everybody is welcome on the show. You can interact with us as long as you're not coming with these conspiracy theory. And we make sure we put out correct information. We do our research on things and make sure we're giving out accurate information because we don't want to hear 4 years later, hey, we've been putting out false information and now we facing federal charges. But he was doing it intentionally. So, and one of the reason why, um, because they was trying to get black folks from not voting, and that's a problem within itself. So, um, because he was putting out different information, even set up went to the point to set up a app telling people you could text your votes in. And I don't know anybody who will believe something like that, but apparently it must been true. People must been paying attention to him. That's why I say all the time it's best that you do your research on things. Any story that we talk about on here, you can pull it up for yourself and read it yourself. So that's the point of putting out good information and making sure um, we're putting out accurate information because these folks don't care. I'm sure if they follow the money, somebody probably was paying him to do that. So allegedly paying him to do it. Not unless he's just one of those people that felt it's my rights to put out false information about the election in 2016. So now it's your right to stand trial. Um, so da, da, da. They say, but there are few examples of social media posts have been used as the bias for such criminal charges. So whatever he did, it was bad enough where um, now he's facing federal charges. So Only thing I can say is, hey, you do the crime, you do the time. I say it all the time. You do the crime, you do the time. So that's what he did in 2016. And he probably, I don't know if he did it for the 2020 election, but if he did it in 2016, he probably did it then too. Um, Welcome to the show, Radio Chaos on YouTube. Welcome to the show. Glad to see you again. Um, so, y'all can always chat live with us. And also, before I get too far into the show, um, I know y'all, I did put the post up today about the Who You With Kurt Dog virtual dating show. If you would like to be a contestant on that, please email me. Um, I've been getting a lot of response, but it haven't been by email. You have to email me, and I will give you all the information you need, just like I get did the people that actually DM me that is interested. But if that's something you would like to do, definitely send me an email. We can see if we can find a match for you. And if we find some matches for you, we'll have at least three where you can pick between the three and go from there. Now, the thing else about the dating show, whatever your preference is, that's your choice. We just need to know for we can look for the proper people for you. And also, um, please make sure you're single. We're not trying to break up no happy homes or anything like that. So please make sure you are single because the whole world will see you on a dating show. And the one thing we don't want to do is have your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your side piece, or whoever talking about, hey, we together. So I'm just saying, make sure you are single, technically single, not I got a little bit over here and a little bit over there. I'm talking about you straight up single, where nobody is claiming you, even though you're not claiming them. So, but definitely, if you would like to be a contestant on it, send your information in, and also uh, if you have a matchmaker. Um, if you, I told you I cannot read your comments, radio, while I'm talking. Um, if if you have a match on the show, we will provide you with a virtual dinner um, that will be sent to the both of you um, at his house and at her house, not together, um, because we're not encouraging no one to give out your phone number, address, or anything like that. We're not responsible for that. That's between you and that person, and you must be grown. No kids, please, no kids. Um, so definitely, if you are interested, send an email and we can send you out the information. Miss Risky and I both will be asking questions for um, for both parts because we want to make sure you are legit. One good thing about it, by being on camera, it's kind of hard to fake it. So if you know you got ties with somebody else, don't do it because we're not going to turn into uh, Jerry Springer show or Maury Povich show. We're not going to do it, but definitely, hopefully, if you are looking for love for once the pandemic is over, this is a great way of doing it. It's a safe way because you don't have to meet that person face to face if you choose not to. And right now in a pandemic, I don't think you want to do it no way. Radio said you can't be married and just identify as single. Exactly. Um, so so that's what we're looking at. So definitely, if you want to be a part of it, send the email. The email is listed on the post I did, and just send the email and let's do it. Have some fun, and you could get a meal out of it at least. So, but back to our regular program. Um, so, uh, where did I leave off? Okay, Ethan Deputy Ethan Foreign. Yeah, this was a rough one this morning. I get online this morning, I start seeing this story. People had sent it to me, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Well, I'm not gonna lie, that ain't what I said, but I'm doing better. So pray for me. Uh, but so apparently, Deputy Easton Foreign was working at a school uh, in Florida, and he was the resource officer. And apparently, two students got into a fight. Now, one student had her calmed down, had her hands behind her back, and it appears that a teacher or someone was communicating with her. Well, Deputy Ethan Florin shows up out of nowhere, even though she was cooperating. Had her hands behind her back. He take her, slam her down to the ground. Head hit the ground, knocked her out. And I seen some stuff where some people said, and I try to be cool with some of my some of my responses to things. And this one fool gonna say, "Oh, she lucky that was all she got." So as I'm up there starting to respond, doing like this, I had to delete it by 6 times because I just refused to give a fool that much of my energy. And I just wonder, what if that was your child? Would you feel the same way? Because that was a dumb, that was a, whew, that was a pretty disrespectful thing to say about the young lady. What if that was your child? You see this video where your child is hand behind her back. This cop pick her up, slam her down to the ground, and land on top of her. And now your child is motionless, not moving at all. What if that was your child? What would you do? Now, I'm talking about the fool that wrote the comment that I seen. What would you do if that was your child? Or put it better yet, what would your thought would be if that was a white child and a black officer? How would you feel about it? Would you been okay with it? Or better yet, what if that was a white child and a white officer? Would you be okay with it? Because the thing is, either way, I don't care what color the child was, it's wrong. It's wrong for the simple fact that child had her hands behind her back. But once again, you don't look at that. You don't look at that at all. For the simple fact, just because that child was black, that says a lot about you. So I'm glad it wasn't my child, because if it was, it would have been an issue. I'm glad it wasn't one of my nieces or nephews, because the thing is, it's wrong. Here it is, this child is cooperating, hands behind her back. You come up, slam on the ground, knocked her out cold. As you putting handcuffs on her, she's not even moving. Now you get a mini paid vacation. Shouldn't happen. Never should happen. All these unarmed people get being killed should never happen. But once again, you one of those people that think just because they white is right. No, it's not. And, and be honest with you, the way I look at it, the truth should always set you free. That's what the word tells us. So you treat people the same way you want to be treated. You don't judge a person by the color of their skin. But hey, that's your prerogative. Um, T Cal said, I wish I could, but I'm married to my soulmate. I hit some single friends though, and let them know we it's open to everybody that is over the age of. I probably should make it 21, but 18 is legals. But and that's another thing. Do not come in here trying to be a R. Kelly, allegedly an R. Kelly. Other words, don't be no 50-year-old man trying to hook up with an 18-year-old. Ain't gonna happen. So nah, you get somebody that is who is mentally grown. Also, now there's a lot of young people that are mentally grown, but in this situation, we're not doing that. We're not hooking folks up with their daddies or they mama. Uh, Young dude trying to get a sugar mama. We ain't doing it. So, but it's open to everyone. Um, like I said, we want to be fair, but we also want you to be safe. So, T Cal said it's heartbreaking about the young lady. Um, it is. It's heartbreaking. And listening to the news conference this morning, the chief um, had actually mentioned that this officer started receiving threats. It's not worth it. And like he said, you making threats to my office, we're gonna track you down. We are gonna arrest you, which you should be, because if you are making threats to someone like that, you should be arrested. It's not worth it. Let them do what they say they're gonna do, which um, that particular uh, department, they not gonna investigate it. And that was one thing that Chief said was, we're not gonna do an investigation of our own officer. We're gonna pass it on and let another department do it, because we want to be fair on this, and we want it to be done fairly. But trust me, it have to be done right. It have to be. Whatever the young lady did before that, from the time the video started, She was standing there with her hands behind her back, and he comes up and slam her down to the ground. And the food that I'm referring to earlier, you're talking about, oh, sometimes it just happens, just like in WWE. Wrestler heads bounce off the mat too when they get body slammed. Y'all pray for me because uh, it took a lot today. So, um, T Cal said, unfortunately, it's not just if it was my child, what if it was my husband, my brother, my nephew? It's not good for any black kids. You're right. It's not good. That's why it's so important for us to encourage you to get out and vote. I don't care who you vote for, as long as you let your voice be heard. Now, I may tell you who I might vote for, and I feel like that's the best person for me and my family. But at the same time, it's your duty. Go out and vote and get registered to vote if you're not registered, but also let your voice be heard by going to the polls. Um, Radio said another cop with anger is issues. Yeah, and the bad part about it, Radio, he's assigned to a school. It takes a special skill to work around teenage kids, a special skill, because teenagers, they're gonna try you, but you have to have enough patience to be able to work with them. And by you being a cop and to even be assigned to a school, maybe they need to do a little bit more testing before they assign some of these cops to these schools. Because here it is, you're assigned to a school, so you're not on the street until school is out. And probably when school is out, you may be working in office or something. But at the same time, you are assigned to a school and they trust that you are going to be able to make better decisions than what you made. And that's the sad part about this. You felt like a big man slamming this young lady down on the ground, knocking her out. That's not good. Um, so T Cal said yes, and in this scenario, it's wrong for any child. Yes, it is. I don't care who it is. A child is a child. Now, if your life was being threatened, that's completely different. But she was cooperating. Her hand was behind her back, and then you do this? Nah, you don't do a child. And you don't do anybody like that, actually. If they cooperating, they not resisting, that don't make sense. So, yeah, that we're gonna have to continue watching that one because that's gonna be there for a minute. And then to uh, get a paid vacation, that's all it is when they're on a leave of absence. They gotta pay them. No matter how long it takes, they have to pay you. So, oh man, and Rogers, yeah, this is where hopefully they don't wait until we get ready to get off the air tonight. Like a lad swag. He came in at the last minute last night, and I stayed on longer than what I planned on. So hopefully he come on in and he caught it from the beginning. But yeah. Um, so on Aaron Rodgers, which is a Trump supporter, and everybody is welcome here. I don't care who you support, who you don't support. We all have a voice. As long as you are being honest, giving out real information, being truthful, and not this conspiracy theory, everybody is welcome. Um, so the Fed said Trump supported with pipe bombs discussing targeting Twitter and Democrat. And Rogers faced federal charges after law enforcement raided his home and business and discovered that could be used to build pipe bombs. Discovered material that could be used to build pipe bombs. And an extremist supporter of former President Trump, Donald Trump, is facing federal charges after law enforcement raided his home and business in Napa County, California, and discovered dozens of weapons, thousands of rounds of ammunition, and material that could be used to build pipe bombs. And Roger, a 44-year-old auto repair shop owner, previously charged with state offense after his January 15th arrest, is charged with federal crime of unlawful possession of unregistered destructive device after he admitted to authorities he built pipe bombs. So he told him he built pipe bombs. Um, Rogers, according to an FBI affidavit, claimed the pipe bombs were for entertainment purpose, but authorities said he had a sticker for the extreme group, Three Percenter, and had intent to attack Democrat and place associated with Democrat in an effort to ensure Trump remain in office. Um, After raiding his home, the FBI found text message on his phone discussing potential targets. We can attack Twitter or the Democrat, you pick. Rogers allegedly wrote 2 days after the social media service permanently suspended Trump from the platform. We can attack Twitter and Democrat. Easy. Right on. Burn that shit down. Rogers allegedly wrote, I want to blow up a Democratic building bad. I hope 45 goes to war. If he doesn't, I will. Rogers allegedly wrote. Um, then he went on, the FBI said it is believed Roger message showed an intent to engage in active violence himself locally if there was not an organized war to prevent Joe Biden from assuming the presidency. Um, Roger also discussed attacking the office of California Governor Gavin Newsom, the FBI said. Authority also found a white privilege card made to look like a credit card. The card said it trumped everything and included the numbers 0045 0045 0045 0045 in reference to Trump presidency. Um, then they posted the affidavit online. Um, it's 7 pages of it. So here it is. He had already been arrested on January the 15th, and he um, admitted what was going on. Now, so this just came out yesterday. No, I think it came out today. Yeah, it just came out today. Now, his story from last time when he was arrested, it said N. Roger, the longtime Napa auto repair shop owner, arrested last week, will face 28 felony count of possession bomb and illegal firearms after his arraignment Wednesday afternoon in Napa County. Um, Now here it is. Why was he out in the first place? If he was arrested on the 15th, why was he out? Because mm, that's kind of strange. Um, so I don't know. That just seemed kind of strange. According to this report, they saying that long he had 5 pipe bombs and several pounds of gunpowder, along with more than 50 guns, some of them illegal or unregistered, and 15,000 rounds of ammunition. During a 33-minute arraignment hearing at the Napa County Courthouse, Judge Cynthia P. Smith denied a defense request to overturn a law enforcement motion boosting Roger bail requirement from the original 100,000 to 5 million within hours of his arrest. So um, they wanted to raise the bail, but then again, it didn't happen. So, and because of that, he got out. That's why I think it's real terrible that these terrorist attackers um, they get out, they get bail. If it was any other terrorist, they would not get bail, and they shouldn't. Um, that's just my opinion of it. You do the crime, you do the time. Um, Radio said until Republican politicians with any sense of ethic and courage start seriously disavowing this type of behavior, this will continue to grow. The GOP are an absolutely disgrace. Right. Uh, right now. He added now to it. I agree with you on that, radio, because it it really upset me that some of these people are considering not to impeach Trump. They're saying that if he run in 2024, they want to stay neutral. And even uh, I know at least one Democrat is trying to come up with a different plan than impeaching him. So you are saying, just like Trump is saying, have said when he ordered the attack on Capitol Hill, you're basically saying it's not important. That's basically what you're saying because here it is. First, y'all say you cannot impeach him because or you cannot file charges while he's in office. Now that he's out of office, now you don't want to impeach him because he's out of office. See, y'all need to make your mind up. Follow the Constitution, what it says, and do as it says. Don't pull away from it. Hold this man accountable for treason. He ordered an attack to try to overthrow the government, and you need to hold him accountable. And if any city or any representative of any state Do not impeach this man. Do not vote to impeach him. Well, when your election time come up, we're gonna vote you out. For the simple fact, y'all talking about winning and taking the House back in 2022. You won't have that opportunity because here it is. You have the opportunity of doing the right thing now. And if you're not willing to do the right thing now, come 2022, we're going to do the right thing and vote you out because you're telling us it's okay for people to attack and try to overthrow our government. You're okay with it. But then some of you say if they would have found Vice President Mike Pence, they would have killed him. But then in the next breath, you say, I think we need to come up with a different plan. I don't think he need to be impeached. Well, he's the one that ordered it. And let the truth be told, if they would have found any of you, they probably would have done what he said. They talked about taking the governor of Michigan hostage last year, talking about kidnapping her and killing her. But now they came straight to your front door and you don't want to stand up and put a stop to it. At some point, you got to say enough is enough. You got to say, you know what? We need to hold them accountable. Because if not, just as Trump called Mike Pence, either you're going to be a patriot or you're going to be a kitty cat. And that's basically what they're saying about you. I'm asking you, are you going to be a patriot? Because you are a leader. You represent us, the people. Are you going to do your job? Or are you going to be a kitty cat? You need to stand up and do the right thing. That's including Ted Cruz. He need to do the right thing too. It shouldn't be no decision about if y'all should impeach this man or not. Look at the bright side of it. You impeach him and keep him from ever running a government office again. But once again, y'all are concerned about taking the House back over. How about being concerned about the citizen of America? But apparently that's not important to y'all. It's not important to you because if it was, this would not be a discussion. Every person in there, regardless of how you feel, you should be voting to impeach this man. But once again, sound like to me, because if he come back and run in 2024, sound like to me you trying to keep a seat at the table. But you must remember, before 2024 get here, your time to go to the poll is coming before the end. You won't be around to have a voice in 2024 because we're going to vote you out in 2022. Do the right thing. They impeached Clinton for getting some pressure relief for perjury, but they saying this is not. They don't want to impeach him because he's not in office now. Matter of fact, um, I need to check that, but I believe when they went after Clinton, it was at the end of his term. But once again, that's the difference. Forget about parties. Do what's right. Do the right thing. Because the thing is, when you have to answer to your kids, your grandkids, your great grandkids, and they ask you, how did you vote? Did you vote to impeach him? What are you going to tell them? How are you going to look that child in the face and tell them you didn't vote to get this man impeached because that's your friend? Or if he win, we can take the house back over. That's sending the wrong message. Do what's right. Do what's right. Get him out of, well, he's out of office, but make sure he never get that opportunity. Then look on top of that, look at all the tax money we're still having to pay, which you don't have nothing to do about the salary and the security that he have. Impeach this man. Why should he get paid and get the benefits organizing, allegedly organizing an attack on America? And he was the leader. Impeach this man. If you don't impeach him, come 2022, we're going to vote you out. We, as the people, would vote you out. So you got a choice. You do what's right now, you have an opportunity to keep in your position. But if you fail to do that, we're going to run to the poll when your re-election come up, and we're going to vote you out. So the choice is yours. If you want to gamble on that, thinking people not gonna remember this, no, we're gonna remember it. We're gonna make sure we remember it. January 6th, 2021 will never be forgotten. Just like all the other terrorist attacks that have happened on America's soil. It will not be forgotten. Just like the Oklahoma bombing, Timothy McVeigh, it won't be forgotten. Nor would 9/11 be forgotten. Nor the history of America, all the lives that was killed by white supremacy. And it won't be forgotten, no matter how you try to keep it out of the history book. We're always going to remember that. Do what's right, impeach this man, let him go back to his reality TV show or whatever, which I don't think nobody would give him one at this point. But do what's right, get him out of here. Make sure he can never hold a government office. And let's bring the charges up against him. Um, Radio said the GOP are just a cult of hypocrites. This is the lowest they have sunk with this no end in sight. And take out, as we should, impeach him. He should be impeached without a doubt. It shouldn't even be question, should we or should we not? You don't have a choice. It's your duty to do it. You should definitely impeach this. Put it like this, y'all should have, right after it happened, you should have been impeaching this guy, not talking about it. Put the papers out there. Let's get him out. So, yeah, let's get him out. He needs to go. Get him out. Um, so it's definitely something we need to continue to watch. And if any one of these elected officials, key words, elected official, meaning just how they got in there, they could get voted out the same way. If any one of them goes against impeaching this man, we need to make sure we hold them accountable. You need to call your congressman or woman or your senate and demand that they impeach this man and let them know. If you don't impeach him, well, we're going to get rid of you. When your reelection come up, you're going to. So definitely hold them accountable and don't let it go. Flood their lines till they say, hey, we don't have a choice. We need to go in and do the right thing. Impeach this man. That's the best thing you could do for American people. If you really believe in our justice system that you are a part of, impeaching. Impeaching. If you are really for the people of America, impeach. There's no other way of putting it. You talk a oh, you was protecting and serve. This man is a traitor. He's a traitor. Make sure he can never run for office again. Get him out of there. Impeach him. That's the only way you can do it. Impeach. No other way. Impeach. That's the word of the day. Impeach. Yeah, somebody asked me how I feel about Trump. Impeach. Everything. Impeach. I don't care. Impeach. Let him go. Get him out of there. Radio said the scary part is polls show 45% of Republicans supported, though storming the Capitol was fine. I just don't understand this. Sometimes you just can't even worry about crazy things. Um, had a comment earlier that came in on YouTube, and the guy came to me and he was like, he mentioned about me using the term a brainwash. And I was like, well, okay, I understand what you're saying, but you got to realize we had 4 plus 1 year of this brainwash. Maybe I should have just said Stockholm. I'm just saying, because the thing is, at this point, every person in the world had to listen to everything this man said, claiming fraud, fake news, anything that was not going with him, he went against. And we had to listen to this for 4 plus 1 year. And I'm saying 4 plus 1 year during the campaign season before he won the president in 2016. We had to listen to this. And to be quite honest with you, we had to listen to it before then when President Obama was in office. We had to listen to it because he talked about his birth certificate, talking about he had proof that he wasn't born in Hawaii. But this is the same man that haven't paid nothing but $750 in a decade in taxes. Let you try to do that and see what happens. Once again, there's also the same man say China virus, China Joe. But at the same time, he's the one that's about to owe China $1 billion, allegedly $1 billion on his hotels, other loans he taken out that is getting ready to come due. He owed China Bank that. Where's China Bank located? In China. This is also the same man that say make America great, but he don't get none of his tithes made in America. He paid more taxes to China than he have in America, but you still want to support him. People say he's smart for doing that. How is that smart? That's ripping off America. That's why I think at one point it came out that I can't remember the exact figures, but he paid his daughter X amount of I think it was over $100,000 or something, whatever the amount was. I can't remember it at this time, but paid her way a lot of money for a consulting fee. Yeah, to have that tax write off. That's why she's also had to testify a couple of months ago why they raised the price up for his inauguration his inauguration party when he won the presidency. Raised the price up well over, I think it said over $1 million or something, which was way too high at his hotel. See, this man robbed us blind. He held these events sometime at his hotel for he could jack the price up. And anybody know doing business with the government, they're gonna give you the lowest price possible. So I'm just saying, do what's right. Get them out. This is your opportunity. This is your opportunity to stand up, get a backbone. You dealt with this man for 4 years, stood behind him 4 years, and most of you still trying to stand behind him. Do what's right, get him out. That's the best thing you can do. Um, so Homeland Security put out an alert today, talking about the U.S. terrorist alert warning of political motivated violence across the U.S. People, be careful. Pay attention to your surrounding. I say it all the time. If you are in the DFW area, if you do not have your LTC, your license to carry, send me a DM. I will hook you up with people that can get you trained properly, uh, that can give you the correct information, uh, do the correct training, and get you licensed to carry. Because the thing is, as we can see how that happened January the 6th and all the other things that have taken place, you don't know where somebody's mindset is. Mental health is real, it's very serious. And this is something that you really need to pay attention to. As they said with Aaron Rodgers, um, 5 pipe bombs. One story said 49 guns, another one said over 50. Either way, that's a lot. Over 15,000 rounds of ammunition. What you think he was doing? He wasn't finna go duck hunting. He talked about blowing up stuff, going to war. What you think was gonna happen? That's all I'm saying. Pay attention to your surrounding. Get ready and stay ready because you never know what might happen. Um, Radio said too many people believe in myth and that you're you're rich, you must be smart. No, no, no. That ain't always the truth. You just because you have money doesn't mean you are smart. You don't know how that person got that money. That person could be robbing a bank. That person could be doing whatever. So just because you have money does not mean you are smart. Um, and as for Trump, you got to think about what Mary Trump said. She said Donald Trump messed her daddy out of his inheritance from their father. So she said he was allegedly a thug because he stole from his own brother, messed him around to get more money from their dad when he passed. So I'm just saying, please protect yourself. Pay attention to your surroundings. Make sure you are ready for anything, no matter what. Um, we are living in some crazy times right now. And what else? Living in these times, we don't know what may or may not happen. Um, so that's the way it is. Radio said Trump and his kids are trust fund people. They're not self-made. Exactly. And what a lot of people got to realize, everything Trump have his name on, he do not own. I'm gonna say that again for the ones in the back that didn't hear it. Everything that Trump have his name on, he do not own. Trump has a great, he's a great marketer. Um, a lot of these places that have his name on them, he have lease contract. They lease his name, so you hear about it, but it don't mean it's his. It don't mean it's his. His name just on it, but somebody else own it. If you pay attention, that's why a lot of people are stop dealing with him. They don't want to do business with him no more. They don't want their name connected to him. Major companies dropping him like a bad habit because what happened on January the 6th, and this another thing. What happened on January the 6th, a lot of these companies said, you know what? No, he's the cause of it. And for these elected officials that don't see this, that's why they stopped giving money to elected officials because they want y'all to do the right thing. When your reelection come up and you want them to sponsor you, to donate to your campaign, and they don't donate, that's the reason why, because you're not doing what is right. You're not doing the moral thing to impeach this man. So when campaign season come around and you call those people that normally donate to your campaign, and they be like, no, i'm not gonna I'm not gonna donate to you because you did not do what was right for the American people. I'm an American, and you did not uh, follow the law of the land to hold this man accountable. So at that point, when you're unable to get those donations for your campaign, then you understand why. Because the biggest thing about it right now, the people that had the money do not want to fool with anybody dealing with Trump. Anybody that support Trump, they do not want to fool with you. So the ones that are supporting Trump, and they can't even afford to donate much to you. Once again, you have to do the right thing. Uh, T Cal, time I say it again for the people in the back. I cannot remember what I just said or which part you're talking about. I think I was talking about Trump and the leasing agreement. Just because he have money doesn't mean he's right. Um, Radio said we have a Trump Tower here in Vancouver. You're right. He leased his name to it. Doesn't own the building. Mm. That's kind of like in, if I'm not mistaken, the one in Vegas. Same thing. Now I know what had been over 20 plus years ago when I first started driving trucks. I used to go to Chicago, Gary, Indiana, quite a bit up in that area, and he had a Trump casino up there. Back then, I didn't know what I know now, but I like the little casino. I was like, okay, I go in there, get the company card, go in there, had an hour, run in there, play some blackjack, win some money, I'm gone. But if I know what I know about Trump today, I never would have done that. Now I have some great memories. I had the opportunity of seeing Michael Jordan up there, and basically um, I would say, now I know Mike. It been rumored that he liked to gamble all the time, and but I think during that situation, it might have been one of those things where, oh, Michael Jordan here, more people come, because I seen him there playing blackjack by himself, two or three hands, and he just hitting and on on crazy stuff. I'm like, dude, you're not trying to win. But once again, you have all these people standing behind them, have it roped off, hoping they could get something from them. Or um, I think someone stole a cigar that night. He had a cigar in the ashtray next to him. I don't even think he was smoking it. Just had it in his mouth here once in a while, but had it sitting in the ashtray. And he turned around to play a hand. Somebody grabbed it and ran, because up there they used to sell off. But if Michael Jordan came that night, they did not sell off. They stayed there and played. So because of that, somebody grabbed the cigar, took off and ran. I don't know what they was gonna do with a used cigar, but okay. Um, yeah, I, okay. You saying it was about the, yeah, about Trump just had his name on it. That's what he do. I believe the location in Vegas is the same way. I don't think he owned any of these hotels, to be honest with you. his name just on it. He work out a deal, his name on it. He come there and stay, and by him being in the being the president, he have events there. Allegedly, he probably get a kickback. I don't know, but they threw that case out because they said he's no longer in office. So they threw that case out. Was it last week or this week? So yeah. Um, Here's how stupid he was as a businessman. Trump admitted on Larry King he didn't enjoy drinking Trump vodka. Sale went down in the product. Yeah, um, that that that's very very messed up in the product nosedive. Um, hey, if we had sponsored, this is the best drink I have, H2O. But if we had sponsored, hey, I play poker, so I'm gonna have a straight face. If it's a liquor sponsor, woo, this shot is good. But hey, I just say it's good. But yeah, I didn't even know he had Trump vodka. Um, I didn't even know that. So, but once again, you can put your name on anything. If you have a follower, they tap your name on it. Why do you think you see a lot of these stars on these different commercial stuff pushing out different products? Hey, got their name on it. They making that money. So I'm like, okay, I'm not mad at them at all. You do what you got to do to take care of your family, especially during a pandemic. Uh, but once again, I didn't even know he had Trump vodka because that's very unsmart for him to even um, talk about he don't enjoy drinking Trump vodka. Oh yeah, it discontinued in 2011, introduced in 2005. Um, yeah, that's not good. And had a nice baller. I, what I know now, I wouldn't mess with it because of the T on it. Um, yeah, um, I guess. But once again, his name was on it. Just imagine. Well, I'm not gonna put that out there because I know he probably take my idea. Uh, so so that's cool. Um, man, so tomorrow night, I cannot wait until tomorrow night. See, I know this is when the latecomers gonna come in once I start talking about what we got going for tomorrow. Um, Hopefully y'all sign up for the Who You With Kurt Dog virtual dating. Um, I have a lot of single friends, male and females, that ask me, "Hey, your wife have any friends? You don't have no homeboys you can hook me up with?" But this is your opportunity. It's a virtual dating. So you're in a safe environment. A safe environment is your home or wherever you are online. And you know what y'all do, that's between y'all. You are two adults, but on the show, it's gonna be virtual. Um, if y'all decide to share person information, phone number, whatever, that's between y'all. don't have anything to do with us. We don't encourage it, but we do encourage if y'all find a match, know the person before you give out too much information. Do your background check on them, make sure they ain't cuckoo for Cocoa Puff. Um, but definitely, if you're interested, um, definitely reach out to me and we can make it happen and find the right person that you like, regardless of your preference. Um, and also, if you like a petite person, a thick person for the winter time, or whatever, whatever you like, um, just send the details of it, and we will communicate with you to make sure we know exactly what it is. Welcome to the show, Mike the Bass. I'm glad you came in and said first time seeing your show. I have to watch the whole episode now. You can actually watch all of our previous episode on YouTube. That's where you are. Um, you can see from the first time when I came on asking people to watch my podcast that's going to be coming out soon when I was real nervous. Um, but and you can see where we are today. And definitely subscribe to the channel, like, share. If your page is not private, I will follow you back. Um, and during this live show, um, you can communicate with us. Matter of fact, where are you located? What state or what country are you in? Because we have people from all over. We're located here in Big D, Dallas, Texas, and we also have people from Canada, Italy, from all over. Radio Chaos is actually from Canada. So let us know where you're watching from. And definitely tell a friend, like, share, click the notification. We are on Sunday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Central Time. And um, okay, Illinois, not Chicago, but Illinois from the countryside. All right, Chicago. I I used to love driving, going up to Chicago. Um, it was pretty good. I guess my wife and I went, probably about 10, 11 years ago for a friend birthday party. And it was cold up there. We stayed downtown Chicago. And you talking about you come out that hotel, that wind come around that corner, be like, hey, where y'all going? You better make sure you wrap up because you're not in Texas no more. And I'm like, shoot, that wind was bad that particular time. And radio said, radio, we need a hookup. Seem like every place you say you've been, you only been to the airport. Uh, so we need to change all of that. You need to come down to Texas and hang out. Once the pandemic is gone, hang out, and we'll show you some stuff around here. It's a lot to see here in Dallas, a lot to do. Just depends on what you like to do. Since you are in the music business, take you to Deep Ellum, and you probably get lost because you probably like, look, I'm going to Deep Ellum every night. Um, Dallas have a lot of great music here, and so definitely when the pandemic is over, uh, when we survive it, um, you need to come to Dallas, and we need to show you around Texas, and do it like that. Now, if you're not used to the heat, I'm gonna say come through the springtime. Summertime kind of bad because we might get 17, 18 days of 100 plus heat. Um, some of that heat where you be like, I don't think I want to go out today, but I have to. And the air condition be like, look, I can barely keep up. So Um, so definitely, um, we need to arrange that. And when the pandemic is up, my wife and I, we taking us a trip, and it just might be to Canada, come up there to hang out. So, um, but other than that, y'all know tomorrow I get excited when it come down to Thursday. Um, Miss Risky will be in the house tomorrow. Um, so and she have a lot on her mind this week. Um, Radio said I've always wanted to see Dallas. When I was there, I had a 5 hour layover, but we didn't go into town in case we got stuck and missed our flight. Dallas, so most likely you probably was at DFW if you was heading back to Canada or came out of Canada. You was at DFW, and Dallas traffic is a little tricky. Certain part of the city, it's not as bad as Houston, but certain part of the city, you can hit traffic in the middle of the day. Depends on what's going on that particular roadway. If they're doing construction, it can be a nightmare. So that was a smart move. If you had 8 hours, I'd be like, okay, you probably could have seen a couple of things. 5 hours, you probably get away with a little bit. Um, Maybe 30 to 40 minutes to get to Dallas. Depends on what port you're going to. And say an hour to Dallas, hour to back, and maybe an hour and a half to see a couple of things and grab something to eat and come back. Okay, so you really uh in the country of Chicago. Mike said I got lost. I get lost before I left the airport. Um, my hometown has 500 people. Man, that's pretty small. Um, it really is because I don't know how long it's been since you've been out there, but they have expanded quite a bit, and and I believe they getting ready to start construction on something else out there. So DFWs have grown quite a bit. They have really rearranged it. It's not as bad as like Atlanta Airport, because Atlanta Airport, I don't care what flight you taking, it's gonna take you an hour to get to the gate, walk into the gate. That's after you leave security. I'm like, how do I always get take an hour to get there and an hour to get out? Um, so Atlanta Airport is the one I don't like. But as for Chicago, it was cool. DFW, of course, we fly out of that quite a bit, and also Love Field fly out of that quite a bit. But other than that, I'm like, shoot, I try to make sure I have plenty of time to get there and get out. Yes, yes. DFW is still American Airline hub, and at one point they started flying out of Love Field. Just they had flights come out of there, but DFW's always have been American Airline hub. So it's it get busy. I want to say they have majority of the gates there. So then you have like Spirit, and all the other airlines and stuff, except for Southwest. Southwest is strictly in Love Field. But other than that, um, uh, pretty much everybody else is kind of mixed on both. Because I think Delta. I can't remember if Delta is still out of. Yeah, they out of. They was out of both, but I think now they strictly out of. Um, I can't remember. They switched it up so much a couple of years back, but American have always flown out of DFW. Because matter of fact, America headquarters is not far from there, and then they have like different campus all around DFW. So um, I met a couple of young girls there who was shipping out of to Iraq. Oh, for their military deployment for a year. You will see that quite a bit at DFW. Um, they always fly from DFW. If you're going international, it's going to be out of DFW. That'll kind of sum it up. Anything international will be out of DFW. And as for love field, love field, a lot of domestic flights, but I've flown to California out of both of them, and uh, I think we flew. Did we fly? I can't remember. Seemed like I flew Southwest to. Can't remember if it was to Jamaica, and then oh no, we could have flown to Jamaica with Southwest, but we had to make a stop. I don't like to uh, make stops. I like non-stop flights. Um, and the reason why, because my wife and I, we used to go to Vegas quite a bit. And one day, one trip, we was like, hey, going to Vegas. But the best price ticket we had, it was on United Airline because we had to leave late. Normally, when we go out of town, we try to catching a flight, we try to catch morning flights. But this particular one, we had to leave late. So we caught the last flight out with United. We had to stop, I think, in New Mexico, but we didn't have to change. Uh, didn't have to exchange planes or anything, change planes or anything like that. But coming back, we had to stop in Colorado and New Mexico, but we had to change plane. And as we was approaching the gate, the woman yelled down and said, "Hey, are y'all Kurt dog?" We're like, "Yes." And she was like, "Okay, I was getting ready to close the door. We waiting on y'all." So we got there just in time before they closed the door. And as soon as we walked on the plane, everybody started clapping. So we was like, "This is our last time doing a flight that is not nonstop." Um, I haven't personally. I've thought about it, but I'm like, we still gonna get there at the same time. I know there's some perks with it, but I haven't done it personally. Um, but certain flights we've been on, um, it it's a lot of them are kind of short flight. Probably the longest flight we ever been on, we had went to Vegas, left Vegas. I want to say this was our first or second year anniversary. We went to Vegas, left Vegas, and from Vegas we flew to Virginia. So we ended up flying from Vegas to Atlanta, changed airlines, and then flew to Virginia because we was going out there to celebrate a friend's birthday. And I said, I don't know if we'll ever do that again. Fly from the West Coast to the East Coast. That took a lot out. Um, yeah, I would too. Eventually, I will. But if I'm on a long flight, yes, I don't mind doing that. But a couple hour flight, I'm like, hey. One thing about me, I don't sleep when I'm on a flight. I don't sleep at all. I'm wide awake, um, and I love window seats. So a lot of time I'm looking at the window between um, during the flight, or I'm playing on my iPad doing something, or watching a movie or something. So Uh, oh Lord. See, I don't know. That might be a rough flight. I probably would go to sleep on something like that. 17 hours. I felt it was bad going from Vegas to Atlanta, then Atlanta to Virginia. That was a long flight. And I was like, ooh. So I didn't sleep neither time. I stayed up the whole time, but I slept like a baby that night though. I I slept hard. um, so but definitely I we love to travel, and that's one of the things I put on the ad I put for the Who You With Kurt Dog virtual dating show. And I think I put on there, if you love to travel, if you're looking for someone who have a passport and use it, hey, um, that's what you need to do. Um, okay, see, I would enjoy that. The seat turn into a bed. Um, that would be nice. I guess that's where. Never mind. That's where that club came from. Um, but yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that. Um, I would love to. Well, not now, but in the past, I've always wanted to go deep international flights. Um, I've only been to Mexico, Aruba, Jamaica, as for international, and I'm thinking that's want to say that's about it. Um, so they were short flights. Of course, Aruba, no matter what flight we caught, we had to stop in Miami, change planes, and then fly into Aruba. Which Aruba was really good, except for the last day. Um, I'm not in a rush to go back to Aruba because I actually got sick coming back, and I don't know. I thought it was almost checkout time when I went to Aruba. Um, I wouldn't mind, not now, but back in the days, Russia probably would have been cool for me. But I don't like the vodka, so I don't know if that would have been good or not. So Russian vodka is a little bit strong for me. We used to buy these little airplane bottles of liquor at the liquor store sometime. Like if we going traveling somewhere, we'd be like, hey, we can pack these up or something. And especially if we're gonna travel somewhere, rent a car, and we could do that. But vodka liquor is not good for me. Uh, we used to play poker at an Eskimo hunt, which is a daiquiri place, and I took some of that Russian vodka with me. I said, look, they don't put enough liquor in there, so I'm gonna pour some of this in there. That stuff was nasty. So, but I don't knock it. It did what it's supposed to been doing. But now that's worse than Mad Dog 2020. I will prefer Mad Dog 2020 over Russian vodka, and that gotta be bad. Um, they both could probably give you the same consequence at the end of the night. It won't be good. But hey, man, this week have really flown by. For all the new listeners, um, we are on Sunday through Thursday. Please come back, Mick the Bake. I believe I said Mike earlier. Mick, definitely come back. Let your friends know about us, and um, and always be a part of the show. For all our new listeners, because I see we have a lot of new people come in. Some people they come in, they just listen and they listen and They don't want to chat, but you can always chat with us. Um, if you ever have a subject you want us to speak on, definitely let us know and we can speak on it. Once again, if you want to be a part of our dating show, send an email. Send an email what you're looking for. And because it's virtual, you don't have to be in the same city because it's virtual. So um, during this time, long distance relationship may be good for everybody. But definitely, whatever your preference is, whatever you're looking for, definitely let us know, and we will try to find someone to match you with. And definitely, um, you get a free meal out of it. Okay, cool. Well, I definitely would look for you. Uh, Definitely come back tomorrow night. Miss Risky will be on, and she gonna have a lot to talk about tomorrow. So definitely come back, and then um, I will be doing replays overnight. So definitely check them out. But you can always go to YouTube, look at past shows. We have shows from where we have counselors on. We may have um, independent movie makers on, like we did Sunday with New Vision Media. Um, we have a lot of people that comes on. This is a platform for everybody. Something that we can um, that you can come in, let your voice be heard. Only thing we ask that you are honest and truthful and no conspiracy. Everybody has a voice, but we speak truth on here, and that's all we do. So, and you can always chime in if it's something you want to talk about, or if it's something that we didn't, you feel like we need to know about. Let us know. And during live shows, sometime someone may put something in the chat, or they may call in, and we have to verify it. And if we verify, we'll add it to the show that night. So definitely be a part of it. I appreciate you for tuning in. And anyone else, appreciate you for tuning in, listening. So until tomorrow night, um, I hope y'all stay safe. The coronavirus numbers are still high, even though here in Dallas they said they kind of stable out a little bit, but our numbers are still extremely high. They stable out on new cases. On new cases, they have stable out. But there's a lot of people that are still suffering from the virus. My friend who I've been talking about for a while, they sent me a message today, said that, hey, I'm doing better. I was able to get up and take a shower. I even ate a little bit. And we're talking about in over 2 weeks, and they was able to eat something and be able to had enough strength to get up and get a shower. So that's a good report, and I'm just glad they are doing better. And everybody that have lost loved ones or people that are suffering from this virus, uh, my wife and I are praying for you and gonna continue to pray for you and praying for peace for this world. So until tomorrow night, I love each and every one of you. Until then, peace.